This episode of Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you are listening to the Capes and the Lunatics Sidekicks podcast.
This is DG Chichester, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Comic Capers. That's right, 2020's not over yet. I am Phil. Joining me as always, it is...
Hey, it's Lilith Helper.
She who rose from the dead.
I've been up.
You're like,
Wrapping gifts.
You're like, it's not that early on a Saturday morning. No. Well, because, again, we're covering more Daredevil, another DG Chichester. Daredevil, Fall from Grace.
Woohoo!
Daredevil 319 through 325. August 1993 through February 94. Ooh. It's a big, long one, just like our listeners demand, Lil Hellfire.
I know.
Look how big it is. Look how big it is.
That's right, Ray. You're gonna be in our episodes no matter what.
It was just a really nice package.
Anyway, so yeah. The good news, Lil Hellfire. Well, the bad news and the good news. The bad news, I could not find any recaps on the Marvel fandom or whatever I was using, but for these issues, for good news, I did find summaries on manwithoutfear.com.
Oh, nice.
And I think they're a little more condensed and, more to the...
Substantially uses good grammar, you damn Xer.
Little shorter. Yes. Yeah, you punks. All right, so should we jump into these? Because what is it, like 6-7 issues?
So let's do it.
All right, so first one, Daredevil 319. Oh, man, that title's small. Temptation. Shut up, Lilith. Shut up. Temptation. All right, so in 1963, government agents dropped vials that released a gas throughout New York City's subway system. The gas was a suspension medium for the virus carried by Eddie Passam. The telepathic Passam knows that he will be killed when he returns from his mission. He drops the vial too soon. Instead of breaking, it's buried under the subway tracks. Today, 1993 Daredevil stops a homeless man from burning down a church. He's ranting about true power coming from within. Daredevil subdues him and hears about Eddie, a man who puts pictures into people's heads. He finds another bum that's been inspired by Eddie to cut himself. Elsewhere, other players enter the scene. A voodoo priest orders Hellspawn. Yes, that's right. Daredevil's double from Infinity War, not Al Simmons. So orders Hellspawn to retrieve something related to a
McFarlane wishes.
I know. To retrieve something related to a military secret from NYC. Hellspawn kills the priest and seeks out this thing that will free him from other magic powers. John Garrett, cyborg agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., thinks he's the president of the United States. Well, that delusion's going around. That Elektra swapped his mind with a candidate controlled by the evil hand. In reality, his remains are floating in a tank in a S.H.I.E.L.D. warehouse. Everything's just been in his head. Ben Urich takes on a new intern, Sarah, who's eager to break a big story. A lot of bunny ears in this. Jameson's union troubles force him to shut down the Bugle. Later, Ben has Sarah hack into his computer to retrieve his stories. The Snake Root, the inner circle of the hand, break into the Pentagon to steal information about Project About Face. Their next target is Garrett. Former General Ken Coy hires mercenary Silver Sable to find his long-lost relative Eddie.
Hey!
And elsewhere on a lonely mountain, a member of the Hand is slain by a sigh. And, notes. First printings of this comic has a white background and a black building. The second printing is the opposite, with a black background and a white building.
more you know.
So what did you think of, well, first, before we get to the story, what did you think of like this minimalist cover? All you see is like, what is that, the Empire State Building? Just this little tiny, almost dot of red.
I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I love it a lot. Like that was like, I don't know, this whole like arc is very well thought out and executed perfectly.
Oh yeah.
So even like the smallest details, like get it, fall from grace, get it.
But yeah, I mean, we spoke to Gigi. I mean, yeah, he seemed like he'd be have well thought out plots and stuff, and just pays attention to the
and
details.
really good. He has really good relationships with his artists. It seems like, because they're able to like really capture what he wants and things, and that's like really important. Like if you don't get along with your artist, sometimes it shows. We won't name names, but yeah. So they're not able to capture, or maybe they don't want to capture your ideas fully, and so it's kind of like pulling teeth. But I feel like with DG, he has good energy with everybody. So
yeah, like first he was Lee Weeks, now this is Scott McDaniel. Scott McDaniel's usually quality.
Yeah, he's one of the top men for sure. I don't know, like I really enjoy this particular arc a lot. Like I said, it's just everything, the minute details just make it.
Yeah, and this one, I mean, it's good even
and
though...
they pull in everybody. Like, you wouldn't... It's not like cash grabby. It's just like... It's like deep dives. You know, like, come on, Silver Sable. Who's really clamoring for a Silver Sable cameo, you know?
And he uses her well. And again, it's like he was talking about in our interview. It's like, you know, you had to do something at this point to get attention for your books if you weren't a Spider-Man or an X-Men.
So true.
But again... I mean, yeah, we're gonna get a bunch of like cameos.
I mean, Daredevil had his time, and I think like especially like right around when the movie came out, I think Daredevil was at peak. Well, the comic book specifically was at like its peak, pretty much.
Yeah, but no, yeah, I remember this story. Again, it's kind of technically it might be a cash grab, but it doesn't feel like it.
Exactly, and that's what you want your cash grabs to feel. You want it to feel organic. to pull a word from the Arrowverse, you want it to feel organic.
And like even this first issue, this like it's like the prologue, but it does, you know, it's a setup issue, but it really isn't beating you over the head with it. It's
a setup, but it's not anvils and ooh, look at this, ooh, what are we gonna do? And you know, exposition dump is the worst, and it's not like that in this issue.
Yeah, it's natural. I mean, I think...
he has the action plotting, and, you know, there's, you know, the action frames it perfectly, you know? So you don't mind that it's actually a lot to take in.
Oh, yeah. All right, so should we get to the next one?
Sure, why not? We have a lot to get to.
Yes. All right, Daredevil 320. Ooh, title, Fall from Grace.
You don't say.
I know. All right, so... the summary for this one. In 1963, General Harry Kenkoy kills the people who released an experimental gas in the NYC's subways. Eddie Passman escapes thanks to his telepathic powers. Today, in 1993, Daredevil is fighting the Crippler, a sadistic member of Silver Sable's Wild Pack. Isn't that your nickname around Florida? Is that your nickname in Florida?
Allegedly, sir! Allegedly!
I won't say what part of the anatomy they say you're the Crippler of, but let's move on. Dee Dee's costume is torn to shreds. He sends Crippler back to Sable with a warning to back off. After a quick sewing session with Karen, sewing.
Boo! Get her out of here!
Sewing. Thread that needle.
Mending.
Thread that needle. After the sewing session, he visits a homeless woman to learn more about Eddie. That's when Sable breaks in. Dee Dee tells Sable she's being duped. She lets go, but demands proof. Daredevil does track down Eddie. He gets a psychic flash of Teresa being tortured before Eddie flees in terror.
Oh, no.
Yes, and then Hellspawn arrives. Meanwhile, the Snake Root have taken John Garrett's body from storage. They want the essence Elektra left in his head.
Don't we all?
Hey-oh! The Chase discuss how to stop the Hand from taking this essence. One member, the only one wearing leopard-spotted fabric over their white coat, volunteers to go. Almost like a woman would. He or she...
He's not a fancy man!
He or she picks up a sigh. Ben Urich's intern, Sarah, has successfully hacked into Urich's office computer, holding files about Matt Murdock's double life as Daredevil. Why would he keep that on his computer?
Because he's an idiot.
Well, because he's an old man and doesn't realize people can hack into his computer, I guess.
Not a good reporter.
And
reporters are a lot more careful about that stuff.
Exactly. And for some, if anyone wants any background on Hellspawn, yes, Daredevil's evil twin created in the Infinity War crossover first appeared in Daredevil in issue 310. Oh, Lord. And the Crippler first appeared in Daredevil Annual 7 and returned in Annual 8 before joining Silver Sable in her series.
Remember when women had series at Marvel?
Oh, yes. Yes. I know. Like, Silver Sable got at least 20-some issues, I think.
Yeah.
Can't even give Black Cat or Mary Jane that.
I know. Did they even make it to 10? No, Mary Jane didn't make it to 10.
Mary Jane didn't. I think Black Cat made it to
Well, she was
12.
only supposed to be 5, and then they said they were going to actually be an ongoing, and then they changed their mind.
Yeah. Black Cat.
Black Cat at least got an annual. That was dope as hell.
An annual one, I think she made it to 12, maybe.
Yeah. A whole year.
Look, we got a new person.
Hello.
Oh, man, I love these issues. They're cool. I like the new costume. I also think the Doppelganger Daredevil was the best.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the only two they really used after Infinity.
Shout out to JD Rosario for joining us on this early Saturday morning.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, Daredevils and Spider-Mans were the only ones they actually used after Infinity War, pretty much.
Like I said, Daredevil, this is the time. This is really like the peak Daredevil. I say up until like 2004. Like this was just like good run after good run after good run. And excellent time to be a Daredevil fan during this time.
Oh yeah, DG's writing, great time. And I know that people bash that gray costume. I kind of like it. I don't know about those metallic shoulder pads, but besides that, I had no problem with that costume.
It was different. It was a choice, a bold choice to be sure.
Again, I mean, everyone went.
But for me, I don't really mind when Daredevil changes costumes. I mean, it's gonna be spandex. Like, what are you gonna do?
I mean, a lot. Most people, I think, went armored in the '90s at some point. At least Daredevil's wasn't like.
It was just a trend that we're still suffering from. Looking at you, Batman.
I was gonna say it could have been worse. Could have been Captain America's armor.
Oh. Another turn off. I was like, nope. I'm never gonna get into Captain America.
Exactly.
MCU is the best thing that happened to Captain America. Hashtag fight me.
All right. So what did you think of this one? 320.
I was kind of hoping for a little bit more character interaction.
Yeah.
This is still kind of like a lot of fast moving action still setting up, but it's still good. But I'm just saying, I was just hoping for a little more. Because I do enjoy the character interactions that DG does, so I always want more. I'm greedy, sue me.
Yeah, we know. But gimme. Yeah, well, I think the part of it too is like we get Silver Sable in, and then Silver Sable's like out. Kind of.
Oh, you thought I was gonna? No. Goodbye.
What? What?
Yeah. I really wish it was like, I don't know, was it an editorial mandate that he not use her as much as he wanted? It feels like he didn't get to use her as much as he wanted.
I wonder, too, I mean, her own series was going, I believe, at this point, so I wonder if it was just, easier to just use her for one and then get her out.
Yeah, that's true. Because that seemed like a very interesting premise, honestly. The reason why I picked it up, I was like, ooh, okay. I mean, it's not Elektra, but okay.
Plus, we have other 90s guest stars going to be showing up here in a few issues, so.
I was like, is he going to give her the kissy of death or crazy? No. He's one of those heroes.
I mean, the fight with Silver Sable and Daredevil wasn't even that long, but it was pretty good. Who knew you could fight? Have a street fight with a bed sheet. But
is that what the kids are calling it now?
Hell, that's what you're calling it. And again, why would Ben Urich keep that on his computer? But then, that double splash at the end of the issue.
That's that oof face. Looks like you just got a Sabu Shimmer right across.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, that fight was Silver Sable.
Yeah. She can handle her own, that's for sure.
Very well. But
You know what? The more I think about it, the more that a Silver Sable and Black Cat team up movie isn't so crazy. The more that I think about it.
Or if they're not going to do that,
Damn you, Sony.
or if they're not going to do the movie, do a team up book.
They're not giving Sony nothing.
Sable, Black Cat, and Mary Jane.
I'm telling you, the lady team up book. I'm working it out. Mary Jane starts her fashion line. She gets She-Hulk to be her lawyer.
Come on, more.
She gets Black Cat to steal expensive fabric. Shh, don't tell Peter.
Whoa.
Just saying.
Come on, Marvel. You got a female writer here ready to go. Come on.
Oh, moving on to the next issue, which is when it really starts to ramp up.
Oh,
It gets
yeah.
super 90s.
Daredevil 321. Transgression. All right.
Because he's Catholic.
If you didn't know. All right, so this one starts. Daredevil breaks into various chemical plants for materials to make a new, stronger costume. The materials are based on formations in...
Can he feel the colors is what I want to know.
The colors.
Hashtag never forget.
Hellspawn follows Daredevil to meet Eddie Passam. Passam is about to kill General Kenkoy, but his office is empty. Daredevil tries to learn more about the virus Kenkoy made. Daredevil finds clues in the room that suggest Kenkoy fought someone armed with a sai. Yeah, we're really
Where do we see that before?
We're really beating you over the head with that. That's when Hellspawn breaks in. Hellspawn is invisible to Daredevil's radar sense, so Dee has to use other methods to track him. Hellspawn ultimately escapes. I like how he
Wish
uses
you had spider sense now, don't you, buddy?
Oh, that's right. I love how he uses that Molotov cocktail, though, to kind of like, track him by the flames and stuff.
It's ting hashtag arsonist.
Well, Eddie brought it, but then Daredevil uses it to track Hellspawn.
Just saying, he might be a serial arsonist, he might not.
I know.
I think that's what the movie was trying to tell us, guys. Cutting, bro.
One of Kenkoy's henchmen, a member of the Hand, was importing a shipment of heroin. Venom, now a lethal protector.
Living in San Francisco.
Hell. What are you trying to say about Venom, Lil?
Nothing at all. Just
pull yourself up and slip into it.
Venom, now a lethal protector, destroys the shipment and kills...
Well, he is a symbiote, so that line is very apropos.
Yes, destroys the shipment and kills the ninja. As the ninja's body dissolves, because that's what the Hand does, Venom receives his memories about the About-Face virus. About-Face can alter a person's body according to their wishes. Kenkoy wanted it to keep drug addicts healthy enough to use his product for years.
Welcome to the pharmaceutical game, guys. Big Pharma must be stopped.
I mean, you joke, but...
Was that the underlying message of this run?
That's what I was going to say. You joke, but do you think DG did that, got
did
that
he
idea
know
from?
something? Did they push him out of comics for this?
Got too close
Big
to the
Pharma
truth.
has big reach.
Venom wants it to rid himself of his weakness to fire and sound. Just like you, sunlight and sound.
Yeah. Vampire.
Meanwhile, Nick Fury puts the cyborg Siege on the trail of the kidnapped John Garrett. Garrett is being
At least it's not Cyborg X.
Garrett is being tortured by the snake root who want to extract the part of Elektra's essence she left in Garrett's mind. With About-Face, they will implant this dark essence into a new body and create a new Elektra.
No, I will not allow it. I will not allow it.
I know. At the Bugle...
Mystical clones are a no.
You love clones. At the Bugle, Jameson...
Oh, you're not gonna play the drop?
Oh. Well, if you insist.
I love Ben Reilly.
For consistency.
Sure. At the Bugle, Jameson has settled with the Union. Ben Urich goes back to work tomorrow. Sarah waits to find more evidence in Urich's apartment to prove that Matt Murdock is Daredevil. Oh, and just more background. This issue, well, I do not have it, but there were versions of this cover that were glow in the dark. Unlike I love this. Unlike most gimmick covers, it relates to the story. It demonstrates how Dee Dee's radar sense looks, but can't find Hellspawn. So, oh, and I love the Venom background here. The Spider-Man villain Venom was appearing as an anti-hero, calling himself a lethal protector. He appeared in miniseries that ran almost as continuously as a monthly series. His brief appearance in this story is undoubtedly a marketing ploy. Duh. So yeah, there was a black and white version of this cover. I just had the plain version, but still like a wraparound cover. But again, like it said, it was for a gimmicky cover, kind of makes sense. Shows you how the radar sense works, and yes, like the summary said, this was the first appearance of Daredevil's new costume. So if anyone's looking to track that down, Daredevil 321. And yeah, I don't know if it's because he's Daredevil's evil double or just the magic. Yeah, Daredevil can track Hellspawn by his with his radar sense.
Hellspawn. Gotta say it right, though.
But yeah, I forgot about that. But now I want to track down the glow in the dark version of this cover.
Oh man, I bet you that's on eBay for like $100, bro.
Probably. But like I was saying, in the summary, it even says it's like, unlike other gimmicky covers, this one kind of makes
makes sense.
Yeah, because it shows how his radar sense works and how it can track Hellspawn.
Anything for a variant, bro. Anything for a variant.
I know. But, again, I like this issue. Like I was saying, first appearance of that new costume.
I wonder who didn't like the costume, and why. I don't mind it. We're going to go back to status quo eventually, so just enjoy it.
I know. I heard people say they didn't like the costume. Well, it was 93. Maybe Wizard didn't like it. I don't know. Can't remember.
Yeah, Wizard, the only voice in comics back then. Ugh. I mean, I kind of miss it, to be honest. But, because y'all know how I feel about certain other outlets.
Yeah.
Wizard was like the thing, man, and it's a shame. Like, they started the cons and stuff, and that kind of went away.
I think the internet...
Bring back the magazine online! Since Outhousers are defunct, we need a new Outhousers. That's what we really need.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I think the internet killed Wizard. Just like video killed the radio star. Yes, the internet killed Wizard.
Well, like I said, bring it back online and just ads galore like everybody else does.
Hey.
But this issue was interesting. Like I said, got more character dynamics, and we're really getting deep into the MacGuffin plot.
We've also introduced the lethal protector.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because everybody kind of says especially in the earlier days, Daredevil was just a knockoff. So to have Venom in this one,
yeah,
that's something completely different. I like that. I was just like, okay, I can go for this.
And like the note said, it's like Venom at this point is having so many miniseries, it almost goes on as long as a regular series would have anyway.
Burn.
It's like, why didn't... I mean, it's Venom. It's 93. Why didn't they just give him an ongoing?
Probably editorial mandate.
I guess, but it's like... I mean, I have nothing against her, but Silver Sable got an ongoing, but Venom couldn't get an ongoing.
They were trying to branch out into new markets, and I think they wanted to make it feel more special.
I guess.
As opposed to an ongoing doesn't feel as special. Venom deserves the big pomp and circumstance kind of thing. I think was their stance at that point. I guess, but it's just like, 90s. It was like Venom was just like the license to print money. Like I said, you have to make that feel special or people stop spending money. I guess so. All right. You want to get to the next one? Can I just say that I do like the way that Venom is played in this, by the way. It's because that many... yeah. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure, Philip. Yeah. Philip will torture me. I mean, I think DG, he didn't overuse anybody. I mean, there's a lot of characters, somebody could have overshined. But leaves you wanting more, which is a good sign of a good writer. Exactly. All right, so let's get to Daredevil 322, Confrontation. All right, so Nick Fury thinks back to when he first discovered General Kenkoi's secret experiments on the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier. He was not happy. Yeah, it's not in here, but I guess it showed, what was it? He was like when he first took over. Yeah. S.H.I.E.L.D., yeah. All right, Siege finds Daredevil and Eddie talking about the about-face virus. Kenkoi sliced brain cells from telepath Teresa Bellwether into the virus.
thus allowing the virus's action to be controlled by thought. Siege sees this as a chance to truly become human, if he ever was to begin with. The next day, Foggy argues with Matt about the work he's been missing. Foggy mentions Matt's other life, but won't explain what he means.
Oh, come on. You know, that's subtext. I'm just saying.
Oh, hell. I was just waiting for her to say, all the women you sleep with, you slut. Because Matt Murdock likes the ladies. The snake root successfully take the dark part of Elektra's soul from John Garrett and implant it in a woman's corpse. The newly revived woman is sent to find About Face to permanently fuse the essence to her. Inspired by Elektra's Greek heritage, the woman is dubbed Arenis. Ben-Urich fights off a burglar breaking into his apartment. The next day, his intern Sarah arrives with injuries. Get it? Venom arrives in New York in his own terrifying style. Later that night, the Snake Root find Eddie Passam along with Siege and Daredevil. In the fight, General Kenkoy, now calling himself Budo, of the Snake Root, kidnaps Eddie. Another Snake Root is killed by someone unseen with a sigh. The rest of the Snake Root flee, leaving Daredevil with a very angry Siege. The high point of this issue, and most of the story, is a black and white 2-page splash of the fight. It's really amazing how much better the art looks without colors.
And that's a true sign of good art.
Yeah. Again, Scott McDaniel. I really like his street level stuff, Daredevil, Nightwing later on.
Honestly, might be why I love Ninja Turtles so much.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it was they did it because they couldn't afford to do color, it still kind of works for that style.
Yeah.
And somebody that can work in black and white and really make it pop and be beautiful and show kinetic energy, that's a really great artist.
Oh, yeah. And I love Venom coming into New York in his own terrifying style. As
you do. I mean, when you're showing up to the Marvel hero headquarters, you got to make a splash.
Some guy, I guess, tried to hijack a plane, the plane from San Francisco. What, Venom just
sucker, poor thing.
I know, Venom just sucked him out of the plane and just covered the broken window with the symbiote.
Could you imagine?
I did ask if anyone wanted to sing.
I didn't know Venom was a freaking U.S. Air Marshal.
Brock Airplane Ranger. And yes, someone else gets killed with a sigh.
Who could it be? Who could it be now?
And then we're getting our evil dark Elektra.
Boo.
Which they don't overuse in this. I mean, we could still be dealing with.
I don't like the idea. This is the one thing I'm just because I actually like Elektra, and they kind of really overstepped their bounds, and that's no fault on this part, but justice for Elektra, to be honest. if any character needs a reboot and a cleanup, it's Elektra.
Well, I mean, we did, they are doing things with her even now as we speak in Daredevil.
Yeah. And like I said, they're kind of getting back to basics with Daredevil, so I feel like that was a necessity for that as well.
Yeah.
It feels like a big reset without saying that it's a reset, and I'm okay with that. Don't call it a reboot. Sorry, that's DC. Never mind.
But yeah, I mean, again, we got some good action. Stuff's moving along. I mean, again, this is like a trade paperback, which they have, reprinted. Yeah. I mean, length story, but it's like they're not dragging it out like, modern comics could never.
Oh, they could never. This would not be six. Let's be honest. This would be a special event going for about 2 years.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I was going to say 12 to 24. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So, should we get to the next one?
Oh, boy.
Issue 323, guest starring Venom.
Yeah. I like that cover, by the way. It's my second favorite.
Oh, nice. So, yes. Issue 323, Conflict. All right. So,
interesting. I'll allow it.
So years ago, General Harry Kenkoy joins the Snake Root and tells them of the About Face virus. Today in 1993, Siege and Daredevil rescue Vicento from the Snake Root. Vicento has betrayed the group out of disgust over their actions. He tells Daredevil their plans to fuse Elektra's darkness to Arenas. Suddenly, Venom grabs Vicento. Dee and Siege fight, but Venom gets away. Daredevil knows he has to force a showdown among everyone seeking the virus before more innocents are harmed. They later track Venom to the USS Intrepid. Once they've got Venom subdued, Daredevil convinces Venom true heroism comes from overcoming one's handicaps. Erasing his weakness would cost him the edge that makes him better than Spider-Man. Instead of better than Batman, can we get a better than Spider-Man?
No, that is not allowed, sir. I'll allow it because it's him, but it's not allowed.
It could be an ironic storyline, you know.
Yes.
It's like better than Spider-Man, and he keeps messing up. Venom agrees and returns to San Francisco. See, again, not overusing Venom. Sarah goes to the Big Apple Advocate, a low-level tabloid with a story about Matt Murdock being Daredevil. From the story she stole from Ben Urich's computer. The Advocate's editors are worried about being sued for libel, so Sarah suggests the headline, Matt Murdock is Daredevil? ? Foggy finds Karen working for her anti-pornography group. He wants her to talk...
As you do when you're so bad of an actress that you can't even make it in porn.
Oh, burn.
Yeah, I don't like Karen. # fight me. Okay.
He wants her to talk to Matt about what's bothering him lately. Karen's reluctant to talk.
What's eating Matt Murdock?
Karen's reluctant to talk to her old boyfriend, but realizes it must be something big to distract him from the law practice. Yeah, right. At the Snake Roots hideout, Eddie Passam is about...
So a squirrel? Because we all know Matt Murdock is terrible at his job. Daytime and otherwise.
Oh, I thought you were going to say a squirrel because we know Matt Murdock is nuts.
Hell, suck it, Kona.
Oh!
We haven't had one in a while, so I'm just gonna, there you go.
Had to let it out, didn't you?
Suck it, Kona.
As at the Snake Roots hideout, Eddie is about to be tortured for the location of the about-face virus he lost 30 years ago. Just then, the newly rebuilt John Garrett and newly arrived Rennis enter the room. And that is that issue.
Bum, bum, bum. You forgot that.
Oh, okay. Then they enter the room.
Well, we do dramatic flair. That's what we do here.
How many pieces of flair do we have?
I cannot wait to review that movie. I can't believe who said they hadn't seen that movie. Shocked me.
Was it Ray?
No, it wasn't Ray. I think it was Jamie.
Maybe, yeah.
Definitely have to do Office Space and Fight Club too.
Yes.
Quintessential 90s movies.
Exactly. Oh, we should have 90s movie club.
There you go.
So, yeah, once again, a great issue. I even in the flashbacks, you get black and white.
Yeah.
Again, just the detail and everything put into these issues. And
like I said, they worked really well together.
Oh, yeah.
It's the small things, the little touches that really sell the story for me. And like I said, he didn't overuse anything. Like I said, he left me wanting more for Venom, and I never, ever... And y'all know I love Venom. I love the symbiotes. I might as well be Tristan Esser here, but sometimes it's overbearing and overpowering with Venom. Like, they just can't help themselves. So, fingers crossed for King and Blood.
Oh, now you have me wanting to contact Charlie Esser and I need a drop of Tristan saying, "Suck it, Lilith."
No,
No, he wouldn't do that to his woman. But yeah,
I think I got about 12 more years.
hell, jeez. But yeah, just McDaniel playing up Venom's alien,
Yes, I love the grotesqueness of it. I think that's a lot of artists don't lean into.
Oh yeah.
And if some people do, people don't like it. It's a certain fine line you have to draw when you're going into the grotesque body horror that is Venom.
Because if there's anyone you can go over the top with art wise, it is Venom. I mean,
yeah. So it's a very fine line.
He's wearing a shape-shifting alien.
And Big Dumb Brock with his muscles and his big meathead, it fits.
I know.
A lot better than it ever did for Spidey. I'm just saying.
And Daredevil just, Matt's able to just, talk him out of the about face. He's like, yeah, no. If you do this, Spider-Man might be better. Spider-Man's
Little
vulnerable
reverse
to fire.
psychology there.
I know. So you just like leave, trip across the country. Oh, no, I'm done. Again.
I mean, to be fair, when you're coming from California, you go to New York, you really do want to get back to California pretty fast.
and again, DG not overusing Venom and.
Like I said, I like their dynamic together. It was really cute.
Oh, yeah.
I could go for just like a one shot of them. Just a one shot.
What, Daredevil and Venom?
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, good stuff.
Can't believe that hasn't been done already.
Who knows? After King in Black, who knows?
True.
Again, that damn King in Black making me curious about Venom again.
I know. I was like, bro, they got one too. Like I joked on Capes that they got him, they reeled him, and they got me too. Not gonna lie.
Might have to pick up Venom next.
There's actually like they're actually getting back into like the lore of it and everything. Like, kind of here for it.
Oh yeah.
He needed a refresh. He needed a modern day refresh, and that movie's coming, whether you like it or not. So they're going to really lean into it.
Yes, with the Woody Harrelson.
I'm here, dude. You joke, but Woody Harrelson is actually a really phenomenal actor with a lot of great range. So, to have him as Cletus, hell yeah.
Woody's good. I'm just scared of the hair.
That's what's going to sell it. It's going to be like a really old, broke down Raggedy Ann.
All right, so should we get the Daredevil next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Daredevil 324, Descent.
Into madness.
So gonna get another 90s guest star.
Who could it be now?
We get a quick recap of the brief and troubled love affair between Matt Murdock and Elektra Nachios. I wonder why. Including her return from the dead. But Matt doesn't know that. Today, Daredevil and a psi-wielding stone...
She didn't want to die again. Don't at Elektra about that, guys. It was his fault because he's got the kiss of death and she didn't want to do it again. So she didn't tell him.
But today in 1994, Daredevil and a psi-wielding stone of the chase... stone... are trying to capture Enteki of the Snake Root, the vampire Michael Morbius.
Hey, get ready for March, y'all. Hey.
Oh my Lord! How many jokes are we gonna get about the Morbius movie sucking?
So many.
And I'll be right here. Morbius mistakes our heroes as criminals and attacks them. And Tiki flees, leaving our heroes with the injured Morbius. They take him back to his lab and his blood supply. They talk to Morbius about how a telepathically controlled virus might operate. He's excited to learn one exists. It could cure him of his affliction. Daredevil doesn't...
No, honey. No.
Because he's a living vampire. Daredevil doesn't want more people fighting over it and warns him away. Morbius relents, but Dee Dee knows he's lying. Hypersenses. Daredevil finds a newspaper...
Walking lie detector.
Exactly. Daredevil finds a newspaper asking if he really is Matt Murdock. He confronts Ben Urich and accuses him of leaking the story. Urich says it wasn't him, but probably his new intern, Sarah. Murdock avoids the media circus camped outside his home, sneaks into his place, and makes adjustments. Foggy calls for restraining orders at Karen's insistence. Daredevil and Stone follow Morbius into a sunken ship. Suddenly, Garrett and Arenis attack. Garrett keeps calling Arenis Elektra for reasons explained in previous summaries. Arenis quickly takes down Stone but flees in fear. Garrett also feels something bad approaching and leaves, and then she appears. Elektra is back.
Spy versus spy fight ensues. Basically what it boils down to. They put her in the black, Elektra's red, you know what I'm saying? 1v1, mate. Let's do it.
I like this cover. I mean, I like what they did here. Daredevil's as Morbius' shadow.
Yeah, getting back to the minimalistic basics, yeah.
Really good.
I've never been a fan about Morbius' facial design. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Vampires are supposed to be sexy because they are sexual allegories. I'm just saying. It is known. It is a thing. I don't like scary vampires. I also don't like vampires that sparkle. That's why Anne Rice is the best.
Give Lilith some Lestat.
Suck, suck.
Hey, man, y'all can clown Tom Cruise all you want to, but I think he did a great job. Best Lestat. Sorry, Stuart Townsend.
I'm about to get it as well. I'm thirsty for it, bro.
No, I'm in a secret war with Tom Cruise. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, vampires were the original. They're thirsty for it.
I'm thirsty for it, bro.
Nice.
But yeah, again, good art. I think
I like how he just casually pulls Morbius into it, because Morbius has just got a one-track mind. I must cure myself. You said blood? Blood?
well, yeah, I mean, Morbius just happens upon the scene, and again, modern comics could never, but I mean, with this one, and when Siege showed up, it's like, you know, we'd have to have a big setup.
We have to have the whole backstory.
Here, you get the, like, what is it, page 2 or 3? Yeah, Morbius just showed up, yeah.
He's here.
Yeah. Again, don't need that big setup, and I love Matt sneaking into his apartment to make it more,
You know what it is? It's because he's in New York, and we know that all these heroes and villains live in New York, so he treats it as just a very casual, laissez-faire event. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, look who showed
And I
up.
appreciate that. I think that's what it is. Is that he accepts that, you know, we're in that universe and it's gonna happen. Whereas everybody else tries to pretend like everybody's in their own little pocket. I think that's what it is.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that approach a lot more than pretending like everybody else is in their own bubble. Like when we were doing that last Ultimate Spider-Cast, it's like, oh yeah, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers are busy, see? Until it's time for a photo op.
Exactly.
So, whereas his approach is just like, yeah, you know, it's a big city with a lot of heroes and a lot of villains, and we're gonna run into each other.
And I mean, Lilith Hellfire, did you really need to know what Morbius was doing 2 seconds before he showed up?
No, not at all.
Exactly.
Pop in, pop out. Give me a Kramer.
I was gonna say Bendis would have showed us what Morbius was doing the whole week before he showed up.
I know that you know that we know that I know that you did it. I will not stay away.
Bendis.
We gotta stop clowning Bendis because Naomi is getting made into a CW series, and maybe, just maybe.
I mean, hey, we could.
The one thing I've been nice about, besides Miles Morales, keep your filthy fingers off my Superman, and I don't care what else you do.
Our only inroad may be Mr. David F. Walker.
Yes, I'm like, okay, we won't take it back, but we do give credit where credit is due.
We can get David Walker back and maybe have him bring his friend along.
Get David Walker on the phone.
But yeah.
And then again, Elektra shows up at the end wearing white.
That left me shook. Like, I like Elektra, but like I said, she's been kind of mistreated. But this was still a good time for Elektra. It's just like she died. I feel like she died too soon in the story just for the sake of like man pain and the sake of shock and things like that.
Well, Frank Miller.
And I think that's what kind of left the bad taste in my mouth.
Well, Frank Miller.
True. Touche. He's her creator. He can do what he wants.
I know. But...
you know, that's the one thing. It was the creator that did it. So I'm as okay with it as I could be, but I feel like it was a misstep. And I was excited to see what they were going to do. Because I didn't like the whole trying to bring, quote-unquote, Elektra back to life with, like, the essence. You know, that whole thing. Like, no mystical clones. I don't like it. That taste is still in my mouth. Truly.
But yeah, and Elektra goes on to get her own series in the 90s.
Yeah. So it was a nice thing that... I feel like this was kind of the setup, obviously.
Yes.
They tapped him on the show. Hey, buddy, can you do us a favor? Can you do us a solid?
And again, like we talked about in the interview, he did the slow burn because I don't know if he was thinking about bringing her back earlier, but then like even Matt's dreaming about Elektra like 10 years.
I don't think that
back.
Elektra is his soulmate or his best lady friend.
It was Karen Page, but
I think it's Mary. No, it's Mary.
Typhoid.
Yeah.
I don't
know. I dig that dynamic the most out of all his lady friends.
I don't know.
You can at me. I don't care.
I was gonna say I would take Elektra over Typhoid. I think.
Come on, Typhoid's gotten in bed with Kingpin. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
You know, his mortal enemy. So it's like a whole thing there.
Smash it.
Anyway.
All right, so should we get to the... Well, we just covered the penultimate issue. Should we get to the final issue?
Future Drink Lilith!
That's called the... This is called the Future Drink. What's that? Oh, when I'm listening to the podcast... All right, so Daredevil 325, Salvation for the Damned. Oh, and this one was...
And it is indeed.
Yes, and it was oversized, so we had to raise the price from $125 to $250.
Modern comics really could never. Unless you're alternate comics.
Exactly. Or what was it? I think Spawn is still like $2.99.
Huh, I'd have to check. I don't know.
I'm
It's in the pool list, so I never know.
I know, I always
He
get...
tells me what I owe him, and I just trust him that he hasn't ripped me off. I'm like, $50 sounds about right.
Yeah, I think it was
I don't know.
I think it was the last... I knew that, but I forgot. Like, the last issue, when I read it, I think I looked at the cover and it said $2.99. I was like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh my god! I hope my local comic book shop guy's not listening, because he just tells me what I owe, and I don't question.
You owe me some sexy selfies.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, if I could pay for comic books and sexy selfies, I would do it.
I kind of think that's how Charlie Esser pays for his comics.
Nobody tell Charlie.
He has that Gwenpool costume. Don't fool us, Charlie.
We're doing me now.
By the way, if you want to see a great interview that Charlie gives, be sure to check out the most recent Capes and Lunatics
186,
episode.
yes. All right. Sorry, let's get to Daredevil 325. Daredevil and the newly returned Elektra are fighting Hellspawn in the New York sewers. He retreats, giving Daredevil time to ask Elektra questions she refuses to answer. Sarah Harrington and other reporters march into Matt Murdock's townhouse to find evidence supporting Sarah's claim that he is Daredevil. They find furniture with foam rubber cushions, talking street maps, and other signs that a helpless blind man lives here. Matt had snuck in earlier to prepare his home. Back at his office, Ben-Ur calls the FBI to report Sarah's hacking into his computer. Oh, burn. The Snake Root digs up the section of the subway where Eddie Passam dropped the vial of the about-face virus years ago. They discover the old track was torn out, taking the virus with it. They use Eddie Passam to locate the virus made from the brain cells of his lover. Hellspawn watches from the shadows. Because 90s comics, someone's always watching from the shadows.
I always feel like somebody's watching me. Because there is.
In the 90s, definitely. Morbius questions a bum who knew Eddie. He reveals how Eddie would go crazy whenever they reached a certain section of track. He also says that track was renovated some years ago. Just then, Daredevil and Elektra show up and knock out Morbius. Elektra explains how it's her responsibility to retrieve her dark essence now within Arenas. She didn't want to leave the piece of the Chase's mountain retreat. Daredevil reminds her that life is about passion and feeling, two things she can't ignore. Is that a pickup line?
Definitely. He's like, my place, later.
Oh.
Smash it!
Oh.
He's like, Foggy, get out! Elektra's back! I repeat, get out!
Smash it. All right, I'll take it.
Back at his place, Matt Murdock finds out where the torn up track and possibly the virus was dumped. He's worried about people still coming up after him because they think he's Daredevil. A brief fight with Karen Page.
Because he is Daredevil, like...
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Matt. Plausible deniability with yourself doesn't work unless you're Bruce Wayne.
A brief fight with Karen ends with him declaring his love for her again. Daredevil and Elektra find the vial containing About Face at the rail yards in Brooklyn. Suddenly, everyone shows up. Snakeroot, Garrett, Arenas, Hellspawn, Kenkoy, and Passam.
The convergence.
Melee ensues.
Melee!
Daredevil can only think of one way to end the madness, giving the virus to Hellspawn. He breaks the bottle in Hellspawn's mouth, turning him into a flesh and blood creature free of magic. Arenas immediately kills Hellspawn for robbing her of her
Oh,
prize.
what a way to go. Creeping in the shadows the whole time just to get Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov cocktail.
Mazel tov. Siege shows up and fights Garrett. Elektra faces off against Arenas. Passum uses his power to kill himself and Kenkoi. With Daredevil's help, Elektra kills Arenas and reclaims her darker self. Elektra claims she is now lost. Siege beats Garrett and gets ready to take him back to S.H.I.E.L.D. The Snake Root retreat. Hellspawn's corpse is turning into an ordinary person, an exact double of Matt Murdock.
And this is where we murder him.
Yes.
And blame the Daredevil shenanigans on him. See?
Suddenly, Matt has an idea. The next day, papers and television report the death of Matt Murdock, whose body was found in the Brooklyn rail yards. Foggy, Karen, Ben, even the Kingpin all think Matt Murdock is dead. In reality, Murdock is alive. He's used the body of Hellspawn to end his current life and start a new one. Matt visits his mother Maggie at church.
This is the first issue I ever purchased of Daredevil.
Really?
This last issue. Yeah.
Huh.
And I was like, wait a minute, what? So I had to go back and find all the other issues.
Yeah, I remember buying this. I was like, are they really going to do through with this? But yeah.
I mean, I had just lived through the death of Superman, so anything was possible.
Exactly. Yes, he's used the body. He goes to visit Maggie at the church asking for a new name. She suggests Jack, after his father.
Jet Black?
Like his father.
I know.
Yes, and the two halves of the heart shown here were drawn and torn back in Daredevil 300. See last episode. But yes,
so much. The ending gave so much potential to future things to come, and it seems like it answered that whole, well, what's Matt gonna do with the media all over his butt?
he went on. He made a new identity and then pretended to be a different Daredevil.
Exactly.
Thank God we got a
What is this, Arrowverse? 6 different versions, and finally it's like, it was him the whole time. You don't say!
I thought you were going to say, I must become someone else.
Iron Fist?
Oh! No, not that way.
Yeah, this is an excellent run. Like, I would even recommend, like, if you've never read Daredevil, start here.
Yeah. And again, it's like, double-sized issue really doesn't feel cash grabby.
It really doesn't. It gives you so much. And you are right, by the way. Spawn is still $2.99, but everything else at Image is $3.99. I find that very interesting.
Oh.
$3.99 and above. Because
Oh.
I know Rat Queens is $3.99 and a couple other books that Lumberjanes is $3.99. So yeah.
So is that a McFarlane mandate then?
I think so. Because it is. I think because it's the premier character for the comic. Like, I feel like he feels out of necessity.
Oh, yeah.
To keep it accessible.
And maybe,
And I appreciate that, actually.
Oh, yeah. Maybe helps the other Image books, too. It's like, come for this Spawn, stay for something else.
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely what has happened. And, honestly, a lot of other books are like, they haven't run as long as Spawn, but they get a lot more prestige and acclaim. But had it not been for Spawn, then they wouldn't be there.
Oh, no.
So, yeah. Shout out to McFarlane.
We'd love to talk to you, sir.
One of my favorite Canadians.
She has
Reynolds is first, y'all know, as the Deadpool Wade's World co-host. Ryan
yes.
Reynolds is our favorite first Canadian.
Ryan Reynolds. Hallowed be his name.
Our Lord and Jokester.
I'm thirsty for it, bro.
So yeah, like I said, I can't say enough good things about this run. The artwork is absolutely amazing, literally from front to back.
Oh yeah, just like even the use of the sunrise and everything, and of course
gives it like a little
splash page at the end.
Exactly, lots of illusions, lots of callbacks, great use of guest stars. Doesn't feel cash grabby like say Spider-Man, Sinister Six team up.
Oh my.
I just think it's excellent storytelling, and like I said, it set up so much potential for things to come. It could have went any way, and all the possibilities were open at that point. So,
oh yeah, it's basically setting Elektra up for everything that came after this.
Yep.
And even the
A+. Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
I was gonna say, even the cover to this, another minimalist one, but I mean, straight and to the point.
And it's a side. Finally.
It's like, if you haven't been reading, hey, guess who's back?
Who could it be now?
Like, hey, young Lilith Hellfire, you want to read this?
Definitely.
All right, so yes, I definitely agree with that A+. So no feedback from Ray. Like
he's busy. It's the end of the year. He's got a big project with the audio drama and things like that, so we'll allow it.
He's editing his
The triplet is off the hook for now.
Yes.
But in 2021, buddy, we're expecting.
Whoa! What? 2021, we're expecting what?
We're expecting more. Step up your game, Ray.
Yes, he has the audio drama now. He's preparing that.
Still got Isla Raw.
I was going to say, he's preparing the Southern Hemisphere for Lilith Hellfire's appearance.
Making some koala burgers. Putting some shrimp on the Barbie.
Watch those drop bears. All right. So, yes, and only two more Thursdays in the year if you're listening to this on the podcast. So, yes, next week, come back for Deadpool, Sins of the Past miniseries. And then for the last Thursday of the year, but I think it's the actual last day of the year, December 31st, Daredevil 345 through 350.
So before you go out drinking or stay home drinking, be sure to listen.
It'll drop in the morning. Yes, start your New Year's Eve with us.
You know what? This would be a great comic book audio drama. They should do that.
What? Fall from Grace?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Get on that, Marvel. Do I smell a 2021 project coming?
I was gonna say, no, we know DG. Oh, maybe we could. Be like, hey, do you mind if we do an audio drama? Oh my! I know we're gonna get a Australian vampire.
Out of the pouch.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
That would be hilarious.
Oh my Lord! See, you put all these thoughts in my head. Now I gotta
write it down and email that man.
Out of the pouch, boing.
Maybe a bearded Venom.
Slow down. We need this for drops.
Hey, you don't think Ray would be mad if I just make a comic book character called Captain Tank Top?
No, I don't think he'd be mad. He's easygoing. Might want some money, but yeah, no, he won't.
Probably want some money. I'll support the Patreon. It'll be fine.
Oh, there you go. There you go. He'd be like,
"We need the money. Gimme. Speaking of audio dramas, if you are into audio dramas or audiobooks or just listen to a lot of podcasts, boy, do we have a deal for you after Phil tells us some other things of where you can find Capes and Lunatics on social media.
Yes. So, send your thoughts on those last two episodes. Well, last episode of the year. Yes. Daredevil 345 through 350, The Return of Matt Murdock, written by another friend of the show.
Return of the Matt.
Written by another friend of the show, JMD Mateus.
Hey-o.
So, yes, so send your thoughts on those and the Wade's World, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can follow Comic Capers on Facebook, Twitter. You can find links to all of the various social media. We have links to the YouTube. You can watch this video, links to merch, links to our Patreon, which something new is coming in January.
It's a brewing. Nobody tell Rob.
That's the official title. So links to all of that, links to everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support our sponsors because, hey, if we do some audio dramas, you want to hear it, right? You want to hear it in crystal clear HD. So get yourself some tweaked audio headphones. Hear that Australian vampire. Wait for him to listen to this. He'll be like, I agreed to none of this.
Too bad. In for a penny, in for a pound, Ray.
And Also, get yourself.
If you want to be like Elektra and hunt yourself a killer.
That's right. Get yourself hunt a killer, because why, Lilith Hellfire?
Michelle Gray needs our help, and so does Lilith. Stay in the house. Use this escape room as a box as family bonding time so that Lilith can be drinking in the bars by St. Patty's Day, for the love of God.
Exactly.
The dogs can't see me like this anymore. I can't drink in the house by myself anymore. I can't do it.
Those dogs just nod their heads in
things
shame.
they've seen.
Oh my. And then anyway, stay home. So while you're at home, pick up Pod Life the book, Volume 1, now in digital and paperback.
Great time to start a podcast and learn about the ins and outs of the business from the best in the business and Rob Southgate. There you go.
Oh!
I said it this week. We'll spread the trouble.
So yeah, I think 2020 is the big year of podcast creation. So yes, get yourself Pod Life the book, digital or paperback. You can go right to Amazon for that. And when you do, use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Works for your holiday shopping too. Helps us support this show, the Southgate Media Group Network, and that figure in the shadows, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Please kick me in the pants. Why did your eye drift over to my box?
Lilith.
If you nerds want to hang out with me on the interwebs, you can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire, on Instagram for the personal fun stuff like smoothies and puppies at Lilith Hellfire 86, and of course for the memes on Instagram at Lilith Hellfire 69, as well as TikTok. You hit them right in the face with that sack. I'm 12 when you need me to be 12.
Oh, last night on Super at the end of
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh my God! Last night on Super Connectivity, Charlie actually plugged Lilith Hellfire 69 on Instagram.
Oh yikes!
That's the only one he can remember. I don't know why.
That's the point. That's the point.
Exactly. But thank you for joining us, everyone. Thank you, Lilith Hell. Thank you for listening to Hellfire Talking Hellspawn.
We're gonna have to cover that.
What?
We'll have to cover that eventually.
What?
Hellspawn.
Yeah.
I feel like you got the shaft. It could have been something interesting.
True.
I guess they didn't want another Ben Ryan.
Oh! How dare you?
No, because there can only be one. Because it's Spider. And he was already drawing the comparison. So I think that's how
We'll have to do Hellspawn's first appearance in Daredevil. Yeah. See, keep pushing, Lilith. I keep thinking I want to do a Daredevil podcast.
No, this is what we have comic capers for.
I know.
Okay. If you want to cover Daredevil more, just feel free. I don't care. I'll show up.
I'll just complain about stuff I don't like, but I'll be here.
As long as it's not U.S. Agent or Captain America, I'm fine.
What am I going to do with you? All right, everyone. Let's come back next time. She's back. Guess who's back?